This episode is brought to you by Heyday. Feeling stressed? Take a moment for yourself with Heyday. Stroll through rows of golden wheat, tend to cute barnyard animals, and discover the joys of a digital farm retreat. You don't have to hop in a car or catch a plane. Escape to the farm at the tap of a finger. With Heyday, you're not just tending to a farm, you're tending to yourself. Heyday. Search Heyday, that's Hay space DAY, in your favorite app store. Heyday is a free-to-play mobile game and offers optional in-app purchases and random rewards.
Put us in a box. Go ahead. That just gives us something to break out of. Because the next generation 2025 GMC Terrain Elevation is raising the standard of what comes standard. As far as expectations go, why meet them when you can shatter them? What we choose to challenge, we challenge completely. We are professional grade. Visit gmc.com to learn more.
This is Optimal Work Daily. How to Write Your First Viral Article in 30 Minutes or Less by Neal Samudre with Goinswriter.com. Many creatives believe the longer you spend with a piece of writing, the better it is. For me, this isn't the case. In fact, my most popular article was one I wrote in under 30 minutes. It was a cold January night 3 years ago when I had the idea for the article. 20 minutes later, it was in a Word document. I wasn't proud of it then because I wrote it fast. The creative in me was screaming to spend more time with the article, as if this would make it perfect. But little did I know, it was good enough for it to do the job. I published it 2 weeks later. 24 hours later, 20,000 people had already read the article. By the end of the week, traffic reached 5 million. And another week later, a Pulitzer Prize-winning composer wrote a symphony after the article. Back then, it seemed strange that my most popular article was the one I wrote the fastest. Now I know this is the way it works for creatives today. Truth is, you don't need to spend hours laboring over your writing for it to be effective. Sometimes our best writing is the one we touch the least. The secret to fast writing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you need to forego editing. What I am saying is there is a secret to writing viral articles in the shortest amount of time possible. As creatives, many of us want to give space to creativity, to make each article different from others. This is why we spend so long with our writing. Each one follows a different pattern. But in being a copywriter, I learned that each article does not require a new pattern for it to be effective. Instead, each article should follow the same pattern. My secret to writing viral articles fast is this. Each article follows the same framework. If more creatives can learn frameworks to write effective articles faster, then more of the world can see and grasp their art. The framework for writing viral blog posts. Having said this, I want to teach you the same framework I used to write my viral article and several other viral articles since then. It's called the THREAD framework. That's THREAD. Here's what each letter stands for. T is for title. H is for hook. R is for relate. E is for emphasize. A is for apply. And D is for download. If you can adopt this framework into writing each article, you can write faster, better, and eventually get your work noticed. Let's dive into each element of this framework. 1. Title. For the title, you want to think of your reader's problem and come up with something specific to pull them in. Example, 3 reasons why you need to shower 2 times a day. See how specific this is? And it increases curiosity. 2. Hook. You want to grab your reader's attention with the first chunk of text. The best way to do this is by either starting at a point of high drama in your story or addressing the pain your reader feels. Good example. Do you feel like you stink after a full day of work even though you showered in the morning? If people say yes, you're in. Bad example. I was walking in the park the other day. I realized how great I smelled. I kept walking and I noticed the flowers. They smelled great too. This isn't a high point in your story. 3. Relate. This is where you talk about your own experience in this matter. Make the problem personal and engage your readers with a story. Example, I used to stink too. I would come home after work, smell my body, and gag at the stench. 4. Emphasize. At this point, you want to emphasize the cost of not solving the problem you introduced, or emphasize why a person must adopt your main idea. Basically, talk about why it's so important for your reader to make a change or learn your idea. Example, if you don't shower enough, you end up repelling everyone who wants to be close to you at the end of the day. 5. Apply. Here's where you give your reader easy-to-understand points and ways to apply your idea. Example, here are 3 reasons you need to shower 2 times a day. 1. You need to wash off all that sweat. 2. You don't want to feel sticky when you go to sleep at the end of the day. 3. Showers relieve stress and help you put your day behind you. 6. Download. Jeff actually taught me this after my first viral article. When I published my first viral article, I included no way to follow up with a person. I didn't include an invitation to my email list, and I didn't invite people to comment below the post. I emailed Jeff soon after the article went viral, and he told me this: make sure you include something at the end of your post to follow up with your readers. So I put one of my self-published books at the end of the article and made hundreds of dollars. Point is, you need an action at the end of your post, and the best action I know of is to ask your readers to download something from you in exchange for their email address. Doing this will ensure you are building your audience over time. Write faster and better. Know that I am not telling you to disavow your creativity. The brilliance of frameworks is they give you an effective template to follow so you can focus more on making your words sing. At the end of the day, it's about impacting more of the world with your work. So use this framework to write faster and better articles. The world is waiting. You just listened to the post titled How to Write Your First Viral Article in 30 Minutes or Less by Neal Samudre with GoinsWriter.com.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why the new MyBiz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with MyBiz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit Verizon.com/business to get started today. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes autopay and paper-free billing and special intro offer discounts. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge, and terms apply. Offers end June 10th, 2025.
You may get a little excited when you shop at Burlington.
What a low price! You see that? They have my favorite brand! It's like a whole new Burlington! I can buy 2!
I'm saving so much!
Burlington saves you up to 60% off other retailers' prices every day. Will it be the low prices or the great brands? Burlington. Deals? Brands? Wow! I told you so. Styles and selections vary by store.
And thanks to Neal for today's article, as well as to Jeff Goins for letting us share it. Neal's current passion is helping you achieve positive change without shame, guilt, and fear. And you can find his site at nealsamudre.com. That's SAMUDRE. And as for Jeff, who is the creator of GoinsWriter.com, he is a super popular writer, the best-selling author of 5 books, including The Art of Work and Real Artists Don't Starve. On his site, you can hear his thoughts on writing, life, and creative work. So you'll hear him narrated across a few of our shows. And if you're looking to share your work, but you're afraid of becoming the starving artist, his site is for you. Lots of great advice there. So come check it out at GoinsWriter.com. And thank you again to Jeff for letting us share his work. All right, hope you are having a great weekend if you're listening in real time. That's it for our show today. I thank you so much for being a subscriber, and I'm going to see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.